so easy to hit. Brand new 3-wood in the bag. This is going to be an absolute weapon. I think this will be played by so many players, me included. Dude, this is in. As soon as I can play this, when the turn of the year comes at point of filming, this club's going to be in the bag. What more do you want to see? I mean, let's just stop the video there. Surely that is good enough evidence as to why the title of this video simply tells you brand new 3-wood in the bag. 3-woods are difficult. Anyone who knows golf clubs knows 3-woods are tough. But the beauty and the bonus of that, and I couldn't wait to get this video out to you, is it's the brand new Qi35 from Taylormade. This is going to be the core model, and it's gone straight into my golf bag. We're setting up to this thing behind the golf ball, and it's a little larger than the prior model that I was playing in the Qi10 Tour. Of course, when you get slightly larger fairway wood, a bit more confidence inspiring, but you cannot have that thing over spinning. For me, those of you who follow this and know my own game, I can get a little trappy, I can get a little spinny. So to have a 3-wood that can control the spin, but I can still see the loft. It has a loft sleeve on there. I'm going to play it in standard because I don't want this club to be too upright. I don't want it to be too shut, but I do need the standard setting to give me that ball flight that you just saw go out there. Just over 3,000 spin, 3,726, so that's good on a 3-wood off the floor, and a total of 260, which is also good on a 3-wood off the ground. Getting that to work off a T-peg is going to be easy because that's just going to drop the spin rate for me, no problem. So how did I do it? If you look at the sole, slightly different weighting system this year in the Qi35 3-wood. We've got that weight at the front. Obviously it can be dialed in for swing weight purposes. Then there's a speed pocket as well, which if you do catch one low in the blade, which would be my tendency and probably anyone's tendency out there, you're not going to lose too much in terms of yardage. It has that laser etching on the leading edge, so you are sensitive to face angle, but when you put it down, you can see it frames it perfectly. And just having that slightly larger look, it's what you want in a modern day fairway wood. I got caught classically into the look of a fairway wood, and I think I wasn't embracing these clubs that can just be a hair larger behind the golf ball. So as a result of being that hair larger, and you can figure it out yourself on the shot tracer, but those golf balls have gone on top of each other. Probably two of the best golf shots I've ever hit on the channel, to be fair. Identical spin rate, but also my apex number is up at 90. So Q, when asking me like, how do you test a new 3-wood, what do you do? I certainly had the confidence to be like, dude, this is in. As soon as I can play this, when the turn of the year comes at point of filming, this club's going to be in the bag. The twist face is in there too. New carbon composite top, which is how they've got those weight savings. There is a variance, although they don't talk about it, but of this V steel sole. So, I mean, I'm hitting these out of divots and off of the Bermuda-y type grass that we have here. So you can see it's cutting through it perfectly, but that's something I'm not concerned about. And that's how I made such a quick decision on this. I've gone 70 grams in this KBS golf shaft. It is a prototype, so the graphics may change. We'll talk more about that later in the year. I tend to go 60 in the driver, 70 in the fairway wood, and then put 80 in that 7-wood that I'll play. But one of the new additions, although I might re-grip this one, so it's a call out if you do choose to go with this. I like Tour Velvets, but I think I'm going to get into this Align this season. I've played it before. I'm going to get back into it just because the rib on the classic Tour Velvet, which is the ridge down the back, they're kind of dying out, and the last batch I got wore out very quickly. Now, they're probably like car tires that they go off the edge and then they come back and they're okay again. But if you do go for this Align, I'd suggest, if you're competent enough, putting them on yourself, because you really need the line in the grip to be perfect. I didn't do this one myself, and I'm just conscious that it's a little shot. So I will be re-gripping this, but in terms of the way this sits and in terms of the way it performs, certainly off the floor, this is going to be in the bag. I'll see if I can do it justice off a peg. Never go too high with your 3-wood. You just want it to be a little bit more up. We're trying to hit it slightly higher in the blade. Those things have gone 265 total, so they're good hits. Let's see if I can just get a bit more pump out of this by going a bit higher. in the tee. Same motion. For me, I don't want to fall back. Keep moving forward. If anything, that was a hair low out the blade, but I'll go just off my total number to see what it came out at, in 260. But you can tell it's a little low in the blade based on the spin still being at that number. So if you do just not chase it, I'm gonna give you one more to put a bow on this video. Stay forward on it. And that's what I would love off a peg. I mean, that was hit really high out the top. Tumbling ball flight, 276. And you can see here, if I look at my spin, down at 2800. But that was me trying to stay forward on the golf ball and hit it high out the blade. I mean, who should play this? I think you're gonna see a mountain of these in play on tour. If you're a big club tinkerer, the tour model, which we'll talk about, has the ability to change weights a little bit more and get into it. It is a little bit smaller, but honestly, I've been influenced by the tour in 2024. There were so many of the core model played last year, and I just kept ignoring it and ploughing on with the tour model, that this season, I think this will be played by so many players, me included. This is going to be an absolute weapon. Get after it, learn more about it. It's the Qi35. Fitting for 3 woods is tough, so listen to your fitter, but also be honest with yourself. You know when you've hit a good one and you know how you want it. Get heavier in the golf shaft, keep the swing weight near your driver, D3, D4, and then just try and hit different shots with it. Try and hit out the divot. You saw that on the Scotty Scheffler video with Tommy Fleetwood and Tiger. Try and hit off the tee, try and hit the fade, try and hit the draw. And if you're a golfer that perhaps isn't at the level of doing that, well, this club with a bit of loft is going to really help you too. So we're not just looking at good players. I think this is going to be amazing for Taylormade this year, on tour and amongst all of us out there that aren't at that level. It's just such a great golf club, so easy to hit. So check it out, it's the Qi35 3 wood.